I spent years feeling like I didn't have enough time until I realized something simple. Having daily non-negotiables changes everything. Today I'm sharing 5 crucial elements of my daily schedule. Simple practices that have completely transformed how I feel about what I get done and how my days go. It's easy to get caught up in the tactics and fads of the day, whatever's cool on social media that you should factor into your life. But what I've learned, it's the things that you stick to for really long periods of time, not just days, months, years, that compound into making your life better. Let's break down my 5 simple non-negotiables and how they make a massive difference in my life. Non-negotiable number 1. A proper morning routine to start the day on my terms. Future you will thank you for starting every day on your terms and resisting doing whatever it is everyone else thinks you should. A proper morning routine to me fills 3 buckets: movement, mindfulness, mastery. What do you do to move the body? How do you get clarity of your mind? And what are you working toward becoming better at every single day? And that's it. You fill those 3 buckets, whatever they mean for you. However you like to get a little bit of movement in your body to start the day. However you like to get clarity. However you want to become a master. Instead of me giving you arbitrary things to do that sound good, I want you to find what those 3 areas mean to you. Whether I have 15 minutes or I've got a couple of hours, I find a way to hit those 3 marks. If I have a little bit of time, I'm just moving the muscles around on my face, doing some skincare, that's my movement. On my best days, I hit the gym. If I don't have a lot of time to get clarity of my mind, I just make myself sit up in bed and with nothing in my hands, nothing turned on, no other voices, sit with my own thoughts for 5 minutes. If I've got more time than that, I'll do some stream of consciousness journaling, 3 pages, morning pages to clear the mind and the clutter that's up here that needs to get out of the way. For my mastery bucket, if I have a short amount of time, I might just scribble down a video idea on a note card. What would the title be and what are the things that I would want to talk about in it? If I've got more time than that, I might outline an entire video or multiple weeks worth of videos. No matter what the time allocation, I know the 3 biggest buckets I need to fill to feel most like myself. Like if the rest of the day goes completely awry, and it will the second I touch my phone, what have I done to check in with what matters to me first? I wish someone told me a long time ago that checking my phone first thing in the morning is a great way to let the rest of the world decide what I think, feel, and should do. You don't realize it until it is so late in the game and you have been programmed to worry about what everyone thinks first, to the point where some people don't even eat until they posted a picture of it on their Instagram. I am not one of those people, let it be clear. I really never was one of those people. I never was one of the very good at food posting. I was just too excited to eat it. Most excuses I hear for a proper morning routine is that you don't have time. Do you know how many hours you lose scrolling your phone every day? Check your screen time. I'll tell you what, you'll be surprised. You don't think you're on there as much as you are. But imagine if you just carved out an intentional 15 minutes to start the day, how that might make you think a little differently as all of these other outside sources start to weigh in. And for those of you who think that your phone is a critical part of starting your day, maybe you think there are certain messages you have to check. You have to make sure everyone's okay. See if your boss called. That is you teaching the world how to treat you, especially if you are someone who is happy to reply to a text message at 5 o'clock in the morning, like it couldn't wait. If you want people to respect your boundaries, you have to start setting them first. And for those of you who are not morning people, I see you. I literally wrote an opening chapter for you in my book, Good Morning, Good Life. You do not need to be a morning person to have a morning routine. You have to decide that you will start the day with intention on your terms. That's it. I'm not happy-go-lucky first thing in the morning. I'm not excited. I'm not jumping around thrilled. But what I have on deck, because of how I've been able to design my life and be intentional, I look forward to what I get to do out of bed. So it makes it a little bit easier. And that never happens if you don't at least decide that the first part of the day is yours. You can never work up to the rest of it being yours as well. Decide to make small progress in that direction. My non-negotiable, starting the day on my terms. Non-negotiable number 2, 3 priorities only. Stop making endless to-do lists that leave you feeling like a failure. I never start the day without already having identified 3 priorities, my win list. This is what I recommend. You may even have a win list with only one thing on it. I like to max it out at 3, depending on how much bandwidth I have for the day. The 3 things on my win list are the things that if I got them done today, that today would be a massive success. One of those things, if I have to go to the gym, might be go to the gym. If I achieved that, I have won the day in at least one way. This helps you to understand that you've got lots of stuff you're gonna have to do. You have lots of responsibilities, priorities, tasks, gifts to buy, places to be, appointments to hit. But there are just a few things that work towards your great, exciting long-term goals. How are you chipping away at them every single day? You make sure you hit one of those marks on your win list every day. So whether it's one thing or maybe 2 or 3, have a win list every night before the next day so you know how you can win the day at your earliest opportunity. And if you start the day on your terms, you might be able to start working on it right away. Here's a productivity hot take. Doing fewer things actually helps you accomplish more. Be clear in your win list. What are your top priorities so that you know what you should be saying no to more often. Non-negotiable number 3, at least 1 hour of focused work. If you can protect just 1 hour of focused work per day, you will outperform the majority of the world who are working all day. I know this because my life is complicated and layered and detailed. There's people I have to help in my business and in my family. There's things I have to do for my life and for my business. There's so much all of the time. But if I know that I have at least 1 hour of focused work, probably for one of those big priorities on my win list, I will be able to achieve more of the things that are extraordinary to me. Focused work means no email checking, no distractions, no balancing, multitasking, things going on, switching from one task to the other. It's one thing, only one thing, that if you do it in this one focused hour, you can feel great. Odds are you not only get that one thing checked off or push it further than you think you can, you might actually get done early and be able to move on. Or move on to the next milestone you weren't expecting to be able to get to so quickly if this is a larger project. Without focused time to be able to really understand what you're trying to make happen, you're never gonna do really masterful work. So I have at least 1 hour of focused time. I actually have a whole day of the week dedicated to deep work. I have to know what I'm doing on that day per week so I can spend as much time in deep work and focus mode as possible. I can't just have a last minute task thrown in that day. I know what I'm doing in advance so my head is in the game and I show up and I knock it out. Worst case scenario, that one day a week is my 1 hour per day that gets checked off if I can't include it in every single other day of the week. But that's the best part. I used to think that huge blocks of time were necessary to do important work, but it is possible to chunk away in shorter periods of time if that's all you have. If you agree to be in the complete energy of it, stay focused, turn off all distractions, and go. The better you get at doing that with the short amounts of time that you're given, the more likely you're gonna find ways to get larger blocks of time if you want them. The more efficient you get, the more those moments seem to pop up and you're energized by saving that time for it. But here's the crazy thing. Sometimes I sit down to shoot 2 videos and I am given 2 hours. Sometimes I sit down to shoot 2 videos and I have to do it in 4 hours. Either way, I take up all the time. Sometimes having the restricted amount of time takes you very far. It tests you in how efficient you can be. And that's how you know you are productive is, oh, I did the same amount of work in 2 hours as I did last week in 4. Duly noted. Non-negotiable number 4, daily movement. I bet you didn't know the secret to mental energy isn't coffee or motivation. It's physical movement. And that's why it's a non-negotiable for me every single day. I used to be so begrudging about getting my fitness done. I just thought it was this superficial thing that I needed to do. Yeah, it's probably good for my health. It wasn't until I was able to see a direct link between physical movement and my ability to succeed from a mental capacity standpoint, from a strategy standpoint, from an energy standpoint, and how I could apply that in my work that has changed the game. If I go to the gym in the morning, there are only certain days that I do, but if I go to the gym in the morning, I am a dramatically happier and more efficient person the rest of the day. It does not matter what I have to do. It doesn't matter if I have to go to something I really don't want to go to. I am a way better person there for it. It doesn't matter if I sit here to shoot videos. I am way better on camera if I went to the gym this morning. And yes, I did go to the gym this morning. And that's why I feel so good right now. Movement is a productivity tool, not just a health practice. It increases blood flow to the brain. It reduces stress hormones. It improves mood and mental clarity, and it creates natural energy spikes. Don't get me wrong, I still love my cup of coffee, but I want every advantage I can get from an energy standpoint. If you need mental energy, spend physical energy. This counterintuitive approach changed everything for me. Here's a couple of really simple movement options. Take a morning walk, just 10 minutes. Get outside, get the sunlight, get the air, make it happen. Walk in a circle. 5 minutes up, 5 minutes back, get ready for the day. Have a little midday stretch. If it's time for lunch and you want to just get centered, do 5 minutes of stretching. Pull up a YouTube video. You literally can just search for anything you want. 5-minute stretch video. And something's going to be there to support you. Don't overthink it. Use the resources available to you to keep you accountable. And my favorite tip is to take walking meetings. Whether I have to be in person with somebody and instead of going to lunch or doing something where we have to sit, we make a point to go to a park and take a walk or go on a hike. Or if I have to take a phone call that does not need to be on the computer for any reason, there's no screen sharing going on, it's just simply to catch up with somebody and figure out how we can support each other. I'm gonna go for a walk to take that call, and it will be a better call because of it. You can integrate movement into every part of your day, even if going to the gym or making a really traditional workout happen is not where you're at in this season. Do not discount how movement can change your life, but you've got to be consistent with it to really feel the benefits. Can I vent for just a second? Because we're all just like sitting and feeling mentally foggy all the time and not realizing the two are absolutely connected. Movement is the simplest solution. If you're not sure what to do next, control the controllables and move your body. Non-negotiable number 5, my evening shutdown ritual. Starting the day in reaction mode sucks enough, but to end the day still in reaction mode, you're never gonna understand what it means to get control of your life. That's why I never skip my evening shutdown ritual. Part of teeing myself up for success to start a day is respecting how the end of the day factors into that. What time I go to bed and what time I go to sleep. These moments have to do with how the next day is going to start. Did I get enough sleep based on what happened? What was I doing before I went to sleep? Was I stressing myself out with messages on the internet or a dramatic TV show that did not need to be the last thing I saw? Was I up thinking too much and worrying to the point where I couldn't fall asleep, and all of that ends up setting the tone for the next day? If you stay in reaction mode to end the day, you can't reset the cycle. There was a time where I actually would work with my laptop in bed with me until I fell asleep. And then I would wonder why I'm burnt out. Being wired by that activity, whether I wanted to be doing it or whether it was not good for my mentality, was keeping me from becoming the best version of myself the next day. My evening shutdown ritual was part of a massive transformation that I will now never abandon. Couple things that I do: I tuck my phone away in another room. I don't sleep with it. I try not to look at it for the last 30 to 45 minutes of the day. If nothing else, I don't have that irritating light on my eyes. It's gonna keep me a little bit too wired to fall asleep. But most importantly, I'm not thinking about likes and emails and all of the unnecessary things that have nothing to do with how well I'm going to sleep. I'm also just a totally devoted skincare lover, and so I've been doing my evening skincare at the same time with the same products for probably like 15 years now. It's crazy. I look at my products and I'm like, man, these guys, I should have frequent flyer miles with these brands because I have been using the same thing forever. But being able to take the day off is part of that moment where I'm like, Okay, now we've settled in. Now it's time to slow down. I always grab my Kindle. Sometimes I'm successful and read. Other times, I wake up the next morning, my Kindle is in bed with me and it was never opened because it never had a chance. But just in case I need help falling asleep, I love diving into the book I'm really excited about at that moment, because the way I'm programmed, books don't keep me awake. Even if I'm reading something I'm super excited about, I will fall asleep no matter what. And of course, I have evening shutdown rituals for my kids as well, because I want them to know what we do when it's time to land the plane, because that's going to be better for them in the long run as well. We all have things that we've got to do to indicate to the body and the mind that this day is over and we've done our best. I don't know who needs to hear this, but those of you who are constantly working and don't know how to turn it off, especially before bedtime, you will never know what productivity is if you don't put a stop to that practice. I recommend you choose just one of my non-negotiables. See how it goes for you. Do it for a week, try it for a month. Regardless, keep track of how you feel. What was better? What was worse? What was something you didn't like, but you could make a small personal custom tweak to it so that it fits your life? If you copy someone's model, I can guarantee you success, but only to a certain point. When you notice the point of how you make it work for you, that's when you customize. So try a non-negotiable, notice how you feel, implement it the best of your ability from what you've learned, and then make the tweaks as you notice how to get an edge on it to make the biggest difference for you. Those are my 5 non-negotiables for how I transformed my daily schedule into something I absolutely love. If you want to learn more about making simple productivity systems that work for you, click here and I'll see you there.